friends! Welcome to the blessed forest! Look around! Everything here was created by God. The fruit trees, the colorful flowers, the singing little creatures. But today, there's a super special surprise. Look up there! Do you know what's inside this ark? A story God prepared for us. Today, we'll discover a sacred treasure of the Bible, the amazing story of the Ark of the Covenant. Ready for this adventure? Then 3, 2, 1, let's go! Once upon a time, after God had freed the people of Israel from Egypt, He gave Moses special instructions to build something very sacred, the Ark of the Covenant. This ark would be a powerful sign that God was with His people. Made of acacia wood and covered in gold, the ark had stunning details, 2 golden cherubim on its lid, facing each other, symbolizing God's majesty. Inside the ark, God commanded that 3 important items be placed: the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, the laws God had given, a jar of manna, the miraculous bread God provided to feed the Israelites in the wilderness, Aaron's staff, which bloomed with flowers as a sign of God's chosen priesthood. The ark wasn't just an object, it represented God's covenant with Israel. Whenever the Israelites carried the ark, it was as if God Himself was walking beside them, guiding and protecting them. One day, as the Israelites prepared to cross the Jordan River into the Promised Land, God told Joshua, Moses' successor, to have the priests carry the ark into the river. The moment the priests' feet touched the water, the river stopped flowing, and the people crossed safely on dry ground, just as God had parted the Red Sea years before. The ark also demonstrated God's power in battle. When the Israelites faced the city of Jericho, they followed God's plan, marching around the city for 7 days while carrying the ark. On the 7th day, after the priests blew their trumpets, Jericho's walls collapsed and the Israelites captured the city. It was clear, with God's presence in the ark, they could not be defeated. The Ark of the Covenant was a powerful symbol of God's presence for a long, long time. But because of the Israelites' disobedience, they suffered a terrible defeat. The Philistines won the battle and even captured the ark. The Philistines were thrilled. They thought they'd beaten God's people and now held all the power. But they had no idea what was coming next. They took the ark to their city and placed it inside the temple of their god, Dagon, right next to his statue. Now our god Dagon has defeated the God of Israel, they bragged. But the next morning, when they entered the temple, Dagon's statue was lying face down on the floor in front of the ark. They quickly picked Dagon up and put him back in his place. But guess what? The very next morning, Dagon had fallen again, and this time his head and hands had broken off. Soon, strange things started happening. People in the Philistine city got sick with painful sores. Everyone panicked. This is happening because we took the ark of the true God, they realized. So, they sent the ark to another Philistine city, Gath, but the same thing happened there. People got sick and terrified. Get this ark away from us, they begged. Everywhere the ark went, trouble followed. No Philistine city could handle God's power. Finally, after months of fear, the Philistine leaders said, "We have to send this ark back to Israel, now!" That's when the Philistine leaders came up with a plan. They built a brand new cart and placed the ark on top of it. Then, they took 2 cows that had never pulled a cart before and hitched them to the cart. They wanted to test if God truly wanted the ark returned to Israel, So they decided to let the cows go wherever they wanted, with no one to guide them. The Philistines said, "If the cows head straight toward Israel, that'll be proof that God himself is sending the ark back." And guess what? It worked exactly as they'd hoped. The cows plodded forward, never turning left or right, all the way to the Israelite town of Beth Shemesh. When the people saw the ark coming back, they rejoiced. They celebrated with songs and prayers, thanking God for bringing his presence back among them. The Ark of the Covenant reminds us that God is always with us, guiding and protecting us. Even when life gets hard, we can trust that he never leaves our side, just like he stayed faithful to Israel. God calls us to trust him completely and obey his commands because his ways are always perfect. He knows what's best for us, even when we don't understand. Now that you've heard this amazing story about the Ark of the Covenant, remember, God wants to walk with you every day. Let's trust him with all our hearts and follow his path, no matter what.
Then the cows went straight up toward Beth Shemesh, keeping on the road and lowing all the way. They did not turn to the right or to the left. The rulers of the Philistines followed them as far as the border of Beth Shemesh. Now the people of Beth Shemesh were harvesting their wheat in the valley, and when they looked up and saw the ark, they rejoiced at the sight.
The best place to bring the Bible to kids is right here. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like. See you next time, everyone. God bless you.